could you mention what the EU research policy has delivered to the EU citizens? Very important question. We should always be end-user oriented. We should not be a kind of inbreeding organization where we report only amongst colleagues. End-user driven is our main motto. Answer to that question is we should deliver to the citizens the best available science, what the Americans now used to call BAS. They have made it a concept. Best available science, in particular to support decision making, but also to decision making at high level, at political level, at industrial level, but also decision making at citizens level, when they have to make choices on hot questions that are today on the table of everybody, as you may know, just to mention genetically modified organisms, climate change, energy challenge, a number of hot issues, immigration, and name whatever other hot issues that are on the table. Commission should be able to provide best available science on the table of those questions. Typically in my domain, nuclear fission, the Commission was able, is still able to provide scientific results to support radiation protection legislation and to support the modernization of the nuclear power plants after the stress test. Again, that is a practical example of how we, Commission, have helped, have collaborated in the solution of practical problems. Again, I wish other departments in DG RTD could have the same experience of supporting directly through official committees. In my domain, we have the Article 31 committee as an official committee between the scientific community, DG Research and DG GRC, and the political people, DG Energy. We should formalize a little bit this kind of bridging function. What we have also brought to the European citizens is, for example, the collaboration of all universities in Europe working in the nuclear domain. We were able, with the coordination action of 200,000 euros 15 years ago, very little money, to create a non-profit organization called NN, European Nuclear Education Network, which now groups together more than 60 European universities teaching nuclear sciences and radiation protection in the European Union, plus Switzerland, Japan, Ukraine, Russia, and South Africa. And recently, the IAEA, the International Atomic Agency in Vienna, is entering in that association also. Again, the question of the multiplication factor. We managed, with a number of good people, to start from a little action 15 years ago to a kind of company which is a good example of support of the citizens, support of the academic community in this particular case. Let me insist in this domain on the collaboration with the GRC. Again, we should have maybe more collaboration with our sister DG, where their laboratories have demonstrated many times how they could help the European citizen. In your view, what are the most important future trends, policy shifts? I would like to insist that, to me, coupling research and training are very important. That is not only a tradition, it is a mandate in the Euratom Treaty, 1957, more than 60 years ago, and I see no reason why the other departments of DG RTD would not go the same way. Research is not a matter per se. Research should be, the results of research should be shared as soon as possible with the scientific community. And vice versa, the academic world should be aware of what happens in the laboratories. The Commission could play a proactive role in that domain. So I would very much insist to go that way in the future, to have, for example, a training package in each big RTD project, which helps going in that direction. The next step would be, of course, to collaborate with DG EAC and to use their instruments, ECTS for academic education, ECVET for continuous professional development. That should be a kind of must in all RTD projects in order to get the level of excellence that we are all aiming at. Another interesting move, I think, is what Commissioner Moedas just launched, science diplomacy. Again, from my personal experience and from what I heard from other colleagues, science could be an excellent vehicle to bring peoples around the world together with no political discussion, no clash whatsoever, discussing only science and technology. The story of the Cold War has shown the good results of that approach. Science diplomacy is a very interesting initiative.